Okay, here is going over the study guide. Hopefully, this doesn't take forever to upload, but if you have questions, make sure to fast forward, rewind to any of the problems that you're on. All right, so right here, number one, the directions say rearrange in the slope intercept form to standard form. Okay, so you're going from y equals mx plus b to standard form. Okay, and then it says solve for the x and y intercept and the slope, plot the x and y intercepts, and draw your line. All right, so first thing, okay, we need to change it into standard form. So we're going to take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. So the answer is going to be 4x minus 8y equals 16. All right, now, obviously, I'm going to trace my x-intercept, or my x and y axis, because it doesn't have it for us. All right. Now, the intercepts, remember, if you're solving for the x-intercept, okay, take out the y. You're solving for the y-intercept, take out the x. All right, if we divide by 4, the x-intercept is 4. Okay, we divide by -8, the y-intercept is -2. All right, now we plot the intercepts. So the x-intercept is 4, so plot 4 on the x-axis. Y-intercept is -2, so plot -2 on the y-axis, and then draw your line. Draw that again, try and get it a little bit more in the center. There we go. All right, and that's number one. Okay, your slope, the easiest way to do the slope is to go left dot to right dot. So on the slope, if you start right here, okay, at this dot, to get to the right dot, you have to go up 2. So that's your top number. Then you have to go to the right 4. So meaning up 1, 2, right 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, like so. And this reduces to 1/2. All right, number 2. So now that we understand the process, we can go a little bit faster. So same process, take the x, move it to the front, change the sign, so you get -2x plus 4y equals -8. All right, so that would be our standard form equation. Now we're going to solve for the intercepts. So for the x, divide by -2. Negative over negative is a positive, and that would be 4. And then to solve for the y, take the x out, divide by 4, y equals -2. All right, so pretty much the exact same intercepts. It's not the same problem, but we got the same intercepts that we did on the last one. So right here at 4, right here at -2. Okay, it just happened to work out that way on the two problems. And then once again, okay, the slope, you're going to go up 2 and right 4, which reduces to 1/2. And those would be your answers. All right, number 3. So once again, same process. To get to standard form, you're going to take the x, move it to the front, and change the sign. So it's going to be -3x, and let's see, plus 7y equals 21. All right. Then to solve for the x and y intercepts, okay, for the x, you're going to take the y out. For the y, you're going to take the x out. So the x-intercept is -7. The y-intercept is 3. So now let's go to our graph. And let's plot the, draw a little bit straighter line here. Let's plot the x, okay, at -7. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right on the very end. And then our y is at +3. And then we draw our line like so. And then we're going to get the slope, we're going to go left dot to right dot. So we need to go up 3, so that's our top number. And then we need to go right 7. So I'm actually going to draw a better 3 than this. So 3 over 7 is our slope. And that would be the first page to the study guide. All right, second page. All right, same process. So we're going to take the x, move it to the front, and change the sign. So negative 3x minus 5y equals negative 15. All right, then same thing. We're going to take the y out to solve for the x. We're going to take the x out to solve for the y. So divide by negative 3. Negative over negative is a positive. So positive 5. Divide by negative 5. Again, negative over negative is a positive. And then your y-intercept is 3. So now we go ahead and draw our axis. So plot 5 on the x-intercept. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plot 3 on the y-axis. And then draw your line. Now, to get the slope, okay, again, we need to go left dot to right dot. So we need to go down 3. So the top number for the slope is negative 3. And then we need to go right 5. So my slope is negative 3 over 5. And if you're kind of wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to highlight this. I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and then right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. Okay, so hopefully that clears up exactly what I'm doing. All right, number 5. So right here, same principle. Take the x, pencil. Take the x, move it to the front, and change the sign. So negative 3x plus 2y equals 12. All right, draw my axis really quick. Okay, and then for the x-intercept, I'm going to take the y out. For the y-intercept, I'm going to take the x out. So I'm going to divide by negative 3. So x is negative 4. All right, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So y would be 6. And so we're going to plot negative 4 on the x-axis. Right here. We're going to plot 6 on the y-axis. Up here. And then draw our line. All right. To get the slope, once again, we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 6, right 4. Okay, this actually reduces to 3 over 2. So that would be your slope. All right, 6 and 7 are a little bit tougher. All right, so on number 6, what we first have to realize is it's already in y equals mx plus b, which obviously we need to make it into standard form. But to complete it into y equals mx plus b, we know that we need to add in a plus 0 because it's missing the b. So now we can take the x, move it to the front, and change the sign. All right, so it's not actually asking for the standard form, but to find the intercepts, you have to have the standard form. All right, so it's going to be, and I'm going to write it down here, negative 5x plus 10y equals 0. So now, obviously, we need to take the y out to solve for the x-intercept. Take the x out to solve for the y-intercept. And what you're going to notice is when we divide by both, 0 divided by anything is 0. So actually both the intercepts are 0. Okay? So now, plot our intercepts, which is right here. Now the question is, what is the slope and how do we draw our line? All right. Now, you can't necessarily do this, okay, with just what we have the standard form. So what we need to do is we actually need to go back to the original equation right here. 10y equals 5x plus 0. So 10y equals 5x plus 0. To get the slope, we actually need to finish this into y equals mx plus b. So we get y equals 5 over 10 reduces to 1/2 x plus 0. So that's our equation, what it actually looks like in y equals mx plus b. And if you were to plot the y-intercept on this, it's 0, which is already there because that's the x and the y-intercept. The slope is 1/2. And so that's how we're going to draw our line, meaning we're going to plot 2 points using the slope. So we're going to go up 1, right 2, and then again up 1, right 2, and draw our line. All right, and I'm going to actually try that again, get it in the right spot on this thing. There we go. And then clearly the answer for the slope is right here, because we just figured that. It would be 1/2. All right, number 7 is very similar. Okay, so to find the intercepts, first thing we need to do is we need to add a 0 in here. And then we need to take the x, move it to the front, and change the sign. Meaning take the x, move it to the front, and it becomes negative 3x minus 9y equals 0. So now to solve for the x, we're going to take the y out. To solve for the y, we're going to take the x out. And once again, what you're going to notice is when we divide by both, again, the intercepts go to 0. So it's a very similar problem that we just did. So the intercepts are both 0. So again, we're going to plot it at 0. And then we run into the exact same scenario, okay? Meaning what we need to do is we actually need to put the equation into y equals mx plus b, meaning we need to actually finish it. So the original equation, was this right here, I didn't mean to erase that. So it was negative 9y equals 3x plus 0. And then we're going to divide by negative 9 to finish it out. So y equals, and this reduces to negative 1/3 x plus 0, because 0 divided by negative 9 is 0. Go ahead and put it as a plus 0, because there's no such thing as a negative 0. All right, so this would be our equation. Negative 1/3 is our slope, so we can go ahead and write that answer right here. And then on that right there, we can go ahead and go down 1, right 3, and then down 1, right 3. And then we have our line that we draw. And that would be our answer. Hopefully that clears up that page. All right. So there it is at a glance. Okay, next page. So this one is actually easier. It's just asking you to find the x and y intercepts and the slope and then plot it. All right. This is already in standard form, so it's one step easier than the problems that you just did. So what we need to do is we need to take the y out when we're solving for the x-intercept, take the x out when we're solving for the y-intercept, and then divide for both. So the x-intercept is 3, the y-intercept is 4, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to plot our x and y-intercept. So if x is 3, we're going to go 3 on the x-axis, y is 4, so we're going to go 4 on the y-axis, and then we're going to draw our line. And then for the slope, left dot to right dot, we need to go down 4. So that's the top number. And then right 3, that's the bottom number. So negative 4 over 3. All right, number 9, same process. So to find the x-intercept, we're going to take the y out. And then obviously if we solve, x is 4. To find the y-intercept, we're going to take the x out. Solve, and we get negative 6. So now we're going to plot our intercepts right here. So x is 4. Y is negative 6. And then draw our line. So we're going to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the top number. Right 4. So 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. All right, number 10. Right here, we've got same thing. So negative 3x equals 12. Solve for the x-intercept. Take the y out. Our answer is negative 4. To solve for the y-intercept, we take the x out and divide. The answer is 3. So now we draw our axis. Plot negative 4 on the x-axis. Plot 3 on the y-axis. And then draw our line. So for the slope, we need to go up 3 and right 4. So 3/4 is our slope. All right, last one on this page. So same process. Okay, to solve for the y-intercept, to solve for the x-intercept, take the y out. Negative over negative is a positive, so x is 4. To solve for the y-intercept, take the x out. Negative over negative is a positive, so y is 5. And now we plot. If x is 4, plot x or 4 on the x-axis. Y is 5, so we're going to plot 5 on the y-axis. And then we're going to draw our line. Like so. For the slope, left dot to right dot. So from left dot, we need to go down 5 and right 4. So our slope is negative 5 over 4. All right, and that is 8 through 11. All right, next page. So finding the intercepts from a table. So this is actually pretty simple. Okay, so when you're looking for the intercepts in a table, you're looking for the zeros. So we need to find the x-intercept first. All right, so we need to find the 0 in the y column. There it is. The x-intercept is 2. Now we need to find the 0 in the y column. I'm sorry, in the x column. And the y-intercept is negative 3. All right, for the slope, it's the trend in the y over the trend in the x. Okay, so meaning the trend in the y, negative 6 to negative 3 is actually going up 3. So that number goes on top. Negative 2 to 0 is actually going up 2. So my slope is 3 over 2, like so. All right. 13. I had everybody change this problem in class because these numbers are wrong. So if, meaning some of these numbers, this should be a negative 3 and this should be a negative 6. So if you did not change that, go ahead and change those right now. And if you tried this without changing them, it's probably why it might have been confusing. Probably a copy and paste error, or, I don't know what went wrong. But just go ahead and change these numbers. So on this right here, for the x-intercept, we need to find the 0 in the y column. There it is. The x-intercept is 4. Find the 0 in the y column, or the x column. The y-intercept is 3. Now we need to find the change in y over the change in x. So the change in y, 9 to 6 to 3 is going down every 3. So negative 3 on the top. And then negative 8 to negative 4 to 0 to 4 is going up every 4. So negative 3/4 is our slope. All right. 14. So this one right here actually does not have any zeros. So what we need to do is we need to find the zeros by trend. So if we're looking for the x-intercept, we need to find the zeros in the y column, the 0 in the y. So negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, the next number would actually be 0. And then we need to find the same trend opposite to find our x-intercept. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, the next number would be 14. So there's our 0, and there's our x-intercept, 14. Now we need to do it the other way. So we need to find the 0 in the x column so we can actually find the y-intercept. So look at the trend going the other way. 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. The next number would be 0. So there's our 0 right there. And then in the y column, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7 would be the next number. Okay, so we've got our intercepts by trend. And now what we need to do is find our slope. So the change in y, negative 6 to negative 5 to negative 4, that's going up every 1. And then in the x column, 2, 4, 6, 8, it's going up every 2. So my slope is 1/2. Number 15, right here. I think I did this one in class, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. All right, so on this right here, so we don't have any zeros in the x column. We just have 1 0 right here. So we know the x-intercept is 3. What we don't know is the y-intercept, okay? Now, if you look in the x column, those are all 3s. That's never, by trend, that will never be 0. Meaning we cannot do what we just did on number 14 because the trend will never get to 0 in the x column. So when that happens, okay, when you're looking for the y-intercept, okay, the answer is going to be none because it's not ever going to hit, okay, the y-axis. All right? Now, if you were to actually look at this, the trend, okay, for the slope, the trend in y is negative 1 to 0, so it's going up every 1. And then 3 to 3 to 3 to 3, it's not changing, so it's 0 on the bottom. Anytime that 0 is on the bottom, okay, if you actually punched it into Desmos, it would actually tell you it is undefined. Because that's going to be your vertical line. All right. Next one, 16 works the same way. Okay, so you have a 0 right here, meaning you have a y-intercept, which is negative 2. All right. Now, if you look over here, there is no 0 in the y column. You're never going to get to 0 in the y column, so you're not going to have an x-intercept. So that answer is going to be none. Okay. For the slope, okay, y over x, so there is no change in the y column, so 0 on top. For the x column, 9 to 6 to 3, it's going down every 3. And then 0 divided by anything is 0. So your slope is 0. And there is that page at a glance. All right. Next page, number 17, it says, put the equation into y equals mx plus b and plot the y-intercept and 2 other points using the slope. All right? So remember, 3 steps. Step number 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step number 2, drop the y down and drop your other number down. Step number 3 is to divide all the way across. So in this case, y equals negative over negative is a positive. So 3 over 4x minus 3. So there's your equation. And what we're going to do is we're going to plot the y-intercept, which is negative 3 right here. And then we're going to go up 3 and right 4. So up 3, right 4. Now we can't go up 3, right 4 again, so we're actually going to go back to the y-intercept, and we're going to go down 3 and left 4. Like so. And then we're going to draw our line. Number 18. Okay, it's going to be the same directions. And then over here it says you may need to go backwards. And that's what we just did. All right. So step number 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. So this one's actually going from negative to positive. Step 2, drop the y down, drop your number down. And then divide all the way across. So y equals 2 over 4 reduces to 1/2. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So there's your equation. And then we're going to plot it at positive 2. Our slope is up 1, right 2. And then one more time, up 1, right 2. All I require is 3 dots. And then go ahead and draw your line. All right, number 19. So same thing. Step number 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step number 2, drop the y down and drop your number down. All right. Step number 3, divide all the way across. So y equals negative 9 over 6 reduces to negative 3 over 2. X, 18 divided by 6 is positive 3. So there's your answer right there. So we're going to plot this graph at positive 3. And then for the slope, we're going to go down 3, right 2, which would be right here. And then one more time, down 3, right 2. And then we're going to draw our line, like so. Pretty simple process once you get it. All right, last one, number 20. So step number 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step number 2, drop the y down and drop the number down. Step number 3, divide all the way across. Okay, so you get y equals negative 6 over 3 is actually negative 2 over 1. All right, and then 9 divided by 3 is 3. You don't technically have to put the 1 on the bottom here. It's understood, but you can if you want. Okay, so on this right here, plot it at positive 3. And then we're going to go down 2 and right 1. And then one more time, down 2 and right 1. And then we're going to draw our line, like so. All right, and there it is, this page at a glance. All right, number 21, okay, similar one on this, and then we're going to start getting into a couple different problems. So right here, same thing, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. So this one goes from negative to positive. Second step, drop the y down. Don't forget to drop the negative in front of it. And then drop the number down. And then I haven't said it yet, but this 18 is positive, so you just want to make sure to put the plus sign in front. All right? And then divide all the way across. So you get y equals negative 3. 3 over negative 9 would be negative 1/3 x. I just moved the negative to the top. All right, 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. So there's our answer. And then to plot the graph. So negative 2 is where we're going to plot. We're going to go down 1 and right 3. And then one more time, down 1 and right 3. And then draw our line. All right, number 22. This one is actually really easy. So x equals negative 2. It's already in its simplest form, so that actually is your equation. Okay? Now, how to plot it, this is just a memorization thing. Remember, an x equals equation is always going to be a vertical line. All right? So the equation actually tells us what to plot. X equals negative 2. So we're going to plot negative 2 on the x-axis right here. And then once again, it is a vertical line. So we just draw a vertical line like so at negative 2. Pretty easy. Number 23. This one is just like the other ones. So step 1, take the x, move it to the other side and change the sign. Step number 2, drop the y down and drop your number down. And step number 3, divide all the way across. So you get y equals negative over negative is a positive, and 7 over 3 actually will not reduce. All right? And then 21 divided by negative 3 is negative 7, like so. So now, let's go ahead and draw our axis. So plot at negative 7, so that's all the way down here. If you count, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 7. So we're going to go up 7 and right 3, which would be right here. Then we can actually do it again. Up 7, which would go all the way to the very top, and then right 3 again, which would be all the way up here, and then we draw our line all the way through the graph like so. And then number 24 is very similar to number 22. So this is a y equals 3. So any y equals is going to be a horizontal line. This actually is your equation, so there really is no other answer for that. And then going to draw our axis here. Whoops. Try and get it a little bit straighter than that. So y equals 3. So we're going to plot 3 on the y-axis. And then it is a horizontal line straight across, like so. All right? And that would be this page right here. All right? Number 25. So last couple of these. Need plenty of practice on this because it's super important. So step 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step number 2, drop the y down, drop your number down. Step 3, divide all the way across. So y equals negative over negative is a positive. 6 over 4 reduces to 3 over 2. And then 24 divided by negative 4 is negative 6. So that's your answer. And then to graph it, we're going to plot it at negative 6, which is down here. And then we're going to go up 3 and right 2. So up 1, 2, 3 and right 2. And then one more time, up 3 and right 2. And then draw our line. Last one like this, okay? Getting towards the end of this study guide. So first one, okay, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign from negative to positive, okay, on this one. And then drop the y down and drop your number down. And then divide all the way across. So you get y equals 6 over negative 12 reduces to negative 1/2 and move the negative to the top. And then 36 divided by negative 12 is negative 3. So there's your equation. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plot negative 3. And then real simple, we're going to go down 1, right 2, and then one more time. Down 1, right 2. And then we're going to draw our line. See if I can get that a little bit straighter in a better spot. That way, there we go. Like so. Okay. Last 4 problems on the study guide right here. Okay, so on number 27, it says, what is the slope and the y-intercept? I hope everyone knows this by now. Okay, this number is the slope. So obviously 3 over 4. This number right here, okay, so slope. This number right here is the y-intercept. So negative 5. That should be super simple. Okay, really easy, really straightforward question. All right, you don't even have to put it in the slope-intercept form. Number 28, same thing. What is the slope? It's right here. Okay, so 1/2. What is the y-intercept? Right here, positive 3. All right. Next one. These you actually got to put, these are in standard form. So to find the slope and the y-intercept, you actually have to put it in the slope-intercept form. All right, so that's what we've just been doing. So take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step 2, drop the y down and drop your number down. Step 3, divide all the way across. So you get y equals negative over negative is a positive, so that's 5 over 4x. And then negative over negative is a positive, and that would be plus 5. So there's your equation, and now all we got to do is look at the correct spots. 5 over 4x, so that's the spot where the slope is. So the slope is 5 over 4, and then the y-intercept is 5. All right, last one, okay, on the study guide. So same thing, we need to take this standard form equation, okay, and we need to change it into y equals mx plus b. So step 1, take the x, move it to the other side, and change the sign. Step 2, drop the y down, drop the number down. Step 3, divide all the way across. So you get y equals 3 over 9 is 1/3 x, and then negative 2. So last one, what's the slope? 1/3. What's the y-intercept? Negative 2. Okay, and there is the last page at a glance. I hope this video helped with the study guide. Okay, hopefully everybody got the study guide finished and is getting ready for the test coming up.